I'm using this utility 10 on a Capitan. It's a patch version, so I can do this. I put an 8 gig USB 3.0, and I'm gonna do 2 partition. One is Clover for 300 meg. The rest is for Sierra, macOS extended journal, and this is master boot record. Okay, so apply. So I got 2 of these here. My application. I have Mac install Sierra. The first thing I need to do is to show all files. Here we go. Show all. Right click, show package content, contents, share support. I'm going to open this. Inside of here we see the base system. Open it. Okay, so now this utility is this one, and the base system is the source. Start from here. Erase. Okay, so it's done. Install ESD. We have the package right here. So first thing we want to do is to copy these 4 first, okay? And drag it over to this one. That's the base, root. Range icon by name, it's easier to see. And while it's copying it there, we're going to look at the system, installation. Now here, this one right here is called the alias, so we're going to delete it, move it to the trash, and we're going to copy this one over the real package. So this one's gonna take a while. While we're doing that, we're gonna need open it up 3.511 and put it into the application folder. We're going to replace it. Okay, so open. Not yet. So we're going to open a package, okay? Install ESD, packages, and we're going to open the essential. Now inside here we're going to look for system, library, and we're going to look for the one called kernels. So we actually want this whole folder. Extract to. we're going to put on a desktop. How's that? Choose. Extract. Okay, so it's done right here. So what we need to do is to copy this, go to the system, library, and we're going to copy it here. So right click, paste item. So now if we arrange this one by name, we should see kernel. So this is the kernels. Make sure they have a kernel inside. Alright. So that's it. We're done. Okay, so I'm going to plug this one in. Connect to Windows. So I'm going to use boot disk utility. Okay, so you see this one here. So we want to back up the partition. So we want to put it on the desktop, and let's put it Sierra. HFS. Okay. Okay. So it's going to take 5 minutes. We're going to come back. The backup is done. So Sierra HFS. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to format the disk. And then we don't want this one. We want 3859. Okay, so it's done. What we want to do now is to restore this one. So we're going to look for Sierra HFS. So when it's done, we just need to edit the Clover partition, and we're all done. The restoration is done, so we have the OS base. Now what we need to do is so let's look at this. So EFI, Clover. So this original one comes like this with CAX. Nothing. This is the first thing we will need to do is driver 64 UEFI. So it actually now it has more than we had before, HFS Plus and NTFS. If you don't have this, you can Google for these two files. It does not have the OS low memory fix. So we need that. So they already have that. So all you need is 3 files right here. The next one is the kex. So the kex, we may use this for Yosemite and Capitan. So we put it over. Arrange by name. So it doesn't matter what system you use. These 3 files, the fake SMC, USB inject all, and Voodoo PS2 controller kex, this is for the laptop. All of these 3 will do to be able to boot to anywhere. Now on the laptop, we may need the HCI. You can take it out. And if you have the Realtek in it already, you can put this one. But for now, just these 3 will boot. So the next one, ACPI. So I've been telling everybody before, the ACPI should contain originally with all the DSDT, the original one, and SSDT, original one, from read write everything in Windows that you can get it from your computer. For this 2500K Sandy Bridge, that's all we need. Now we can put in the patch 3000 for laptop. So all the other patches, we don't need this one. So this is for me because I have the laptop 3000, the laptop 4600, the laptop 4000, and 4400, which is the X360. All right. So this is ACPI. Config file is very important. This one doesn't have the Clover 32-bit because I don't think they support 32-bit anymore. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is this for me. I have config for everything. So I'm going to bring it over. So now, the config file is the most important one. If you look in the config file, what a config file has. So in the root, it will have ACPI, so the SSDT, and the name. So this name right here has to be your original DSDT from the read write everything, and then later you can patch it if you need for the laptop. Okay. SSDT, always say drop OEM is yes. Sorted order, which means that which SSDT you want to use, and you list them here. It will go to the ACPI and pick them out. The next one's the boot. So for the old computer, you use Dart equal to 0. The new one you don't need. Cax def mode equal to 1 is for Yosemite, but it's okay to leave it in there for everything. Default volume is what you're going to name your disk, macOS. So I'm going to put it macOS Sierra, so it will go automatically to macOS Sierra and boot after 7 seconds. Okay. XMP detection, I put yes. On the Sandy Bridge and Ivy Bridge, I don't think they have it, but anyway, I just leave it there for other devices. So you have audio and USB. So the audio, you inject whatever if you patch the Apple HDA, but if you don't patch it, it doesn't matter what it is, okay? USB, inject yes, disable driver, always put that one there. The GUI, the mouse, so it's standard. The graphics, now on this one I use NVIDIA. If you don't use NVIDIA, you use Intel, then you will change this one to yes and NVIDIA to no. So for the graphics, inject Intel yes, and you have to put the IG platform ID. This is the number for your graphic cards, okay? Kernel and patches. Now be careful. The config file is opened by Xcode. The code is different. Back to kernel and patches. Apple RTC, here I do yes. Kernel CPU yes. Kernel Logic yes. Kernel PM yes. So these things right here, every time you boot Clover and it reboot right away because you didn't set these to yes. Okay. So RT variable, this is important. Make sure you have number 28 for config and 67 for CRS active config. MLB is a unique number. You choose it yourself. You do whatever. This one is going to be for your iMessage and FaceTime. The ROM, always your Ethernet MAC address. Now, SM BIOS is very important. Without this, it will run SSDT. It will run the speed step or sleep or something like that correctly, or USB. So choose the one that works for yours. Now, SMUUID, this is normally on the newer laptop, is built in to the BIOS. So you go to the BIOS, you can get this one. But if you're a desktop computer, you build it by yourself or by Dell, sometimes they don't have this. So you create this one yourself, okay? But with laptop, the newer one, UEFI, they will have this in there. So get it from your computer. Trust is yes. System parameters. Again, I put custom UUID and inject text yes. Detect and inject system ID yes. Okay. This config I've been using. I got iMessage and FaceTime every single time. So you don't need any of the bootloader software. Just do exactly like this. It's gonna run. Now, what I'm saying is that when the difference, when you have to patch something, like this config, for instance, kernel and patches, all right? Cache is to patch, kernel to patch, or whatever. Let's open this with a text. So let's go down all the way. kernel to patch. See this? Find this number here is different from here, even though it's the same file. So don't put, when somebody poses something like this and you put it in here with the text, it won't work. This is the data that read by Xcode. So don't forget that, okay? The config file. That is the one that caused all your problem of booting. Now, why do I like the BDU? The BDU, the boot disk utility, they give you all the boot that you can boot very nicely. Boot 6, boot 7. I don't know why this one doesn't have boot 3. Alright, so now we can test it and let's see if it works. If you get your Clover correctly, you will boot with any computer with no problem.